Hey, welcome back everybody. Today's the big day. That's right, the secret update is out, also known as the industrial update, plus other things, is now active on Rust Console Edition public testing branch. And you might be asking yourself, hey Jade, I loaded up Rust. I don't see any of this stuff. What are you talking about? And where do I find this? Well, this is a separate download, a separate branch altogether. You can find it by, if you have access, you go to your PSN store or your Microsoft store and search for Rust Console Edition Public Testing Branch, and you can experience all of the goodies we have here. So what we're going to do is cover what's in this, because it's not just the industrial update, or I should say it's not just electrical furnaces, it's lots of stuff. But we've also got some extra nice quality of life stuff, and some of it's just come in recently for the PC, which is very, very exciting. Okay, so I think we'll work backwards on this. I think it makes the most sense. And hopefully it's bright enough for you guys here at nighttime. So I know it gets pretty belligerent in this game. So one of the big things here is moon pool on the oil rig for both of them. What that means is we can now access the oil rig through an underwater passageway, a moon pool very similar to the labs. You can also enter via sub or scuba equipment, as the name would suggest. Also, there's a giant tube that leads you up to the first floor of both of those monuments, making it much more accessible for solos, or dare I say, just smaller groups in general. So I think that's pretty nice. All right, so the next one here, so hopefully we can experience some of it, although I do know my recording software comes in a bit dark, so I don't know how well we can see this on the video side of things. But the next one here says Nightlight. It is a shader that subtly illuminates a small radius around the player, mimicking the natural effect of moonlight. The night light ensures that you can see just enough in front of you to navigate, but the vast part of the nighttime is still a mystery, which is nice. So actually I have a cap on right now. I don't know how well this is going to work because the sun's actually going down. Our shaders are a bit different. Yeah, okay, yeah, you can kind of see it's like a very light hue, but again, I don't know how well that's going to show up on the video record. But anyways, here's another big piece. You guys ready for this one? You guys are going to chub up. Ready? There's now backpacks, dude. You see this? Yes, that's real. You open it with Y, and there's two flavors. There's both large and small. The small one here you can craft, and the large one has to be found on a monument. So keep all of that in mind. It's massive. I'm on Builder's Paradise, so I'd have to run a monument, and there's not certain things that spawn here for us to actually do said monuments, so I don't have access to those things as of yet. But I'm sure we'll be streaming this enough that you guys will get the general idea. Okay, so I know we're going to hit the industrial stuff here, i.e. the electric furnaces, but there's also something very massive that just came in. There is a big electrical update. So let me go ahead and switch this so you guys can see that. So essentially, I'm going to show you this big circuit in a minute. Essentially, this circuit is idling with this here, these items, and then this battery. This battery is only showing that one unit of power is being used, which is essentially this conveyor that's detecting whether or not something's dropped in. So we need that active, but like before, the idle on this circuit would be at least 5 units of power. So essentially what that means is items like the branch, the switch, the splitter, and other items like the memory cell, those used to take 1 power or more. They no longer take any power. You still need power to do it, but it's not going to consume one of your energy units you have here, your Rust watt minutes. That's a tongue twister. So very exciting. So we essentially got the quality of life electrical update that PC got. I know it's kind of vague in the patch notes, but like we've been living with it on PC, so we have a pretty good idea of what that means. Essentially, and I wonder if this is going to happen on our update, because we're on testing branch, and this is coming out August 29th, 2024, like to main branch. But essentially what that means is this old school battery is now going to be 15 units of power instead of the max output being 10. So just be on the lookout for that. That's going to happen at some point. Okay, so let me cover another weird thing and kind of a nice surprise along the way. Also with that electrical update, we've got some other things that came in on the PC side, a bit slower. On the PC side, but we're getting it all here at like one big batch, which is fantastic. So there's a door controller now that will be slapped onto the door in a designated location. It will automatically authorize, which is very helpful. There's a bit of a glitch on this garage door. You essentially have to place the door controller on first and then the code lock. I'm sure that'll change. But the wires should be dynamic, and I wonder if they're going to put that in for us. Essentially, this wire should bend off of the door. Like this should be slid over to the hinge, and then when it opens, that cable should bend with it. As my voice cracked, cable bends with it. But you know, for now, it's still functional. We have some extra outputs on the side of the door controller, which is very, very useful. And check this out. You might have seen this. This is a bit of a surprise. This is the seismic sensor, also very new over on the PC side. This is essentially a raid detector. This is going to detect in a certain radius if there's been any explosions that have happened around your base. And then you can trigger different activities. You can have this totally shut all of your doors, turn on turrets, do all of those things or other things, or set off a pager if you're out on, I don't know, a tugboat. So very, very useful. But also please note that this is heavily tied to Rust Plus, which we don't have yet. Just saying. That's on the table. Just gonna put that there, let that sink in. All right, so the other big piece for this, I think we got most of the electrical stuff, you know, less some of the minor glitches. Sorry, I think my movement speed's a bit high, so it might be a little crazy. Okay, so I'm going to read the blurb that they put out for this. It says, Industrial, bringing new levels of efficiency and unlock new avenues for automation with these industrial entities. With these new tools, you can move items around your base as well as craft items. Yes, they are correct. There is an industrial crafter that attaches to these workbenches here. And you have various ways you can move items around your base. I will link a video at the end of this, but I'll go ahead and link it now if you're interested. It is a way to set up the electric furnace and do some very basic construction with your industrial system or automated system. Okay, so let's go ahead and break it down. Most of these items are going to be available in the tech tree workbench 1. You can see them right here. Actually, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each of these costs 20 units, or 20 scrap. And then the electric furnace, which I think is the superstar of this whole thing, is a level 2, and it does cost 75 scrap to research. You can see here on the table again, that video I'm going to have linked at the end, or the one I linked earlier also covers all of that. You can see this bad boy right there. So what's really cool with this, just to kind of show you what's up. So again, remember this circuit is using 1 unit of power. Essentially what this little janky thing is going to do, it's going to feed whatever's in this box that can be cooked and or smelted into the old-fashioned furnaces. And the electric furnace, I don't have any ore because I don't think there's any ore in Builder's Paradise right now. But essentially this is going to move those materials, and when everything's been cooked or placed, it will move them into this output box here, and then it should shut down the circuit and the furnace. So we're going to see the cost of this circuit before we turn it on, and then it will automatically turn itself on and then turn itself off, and we'll check the battery life. So we're just going to move like 423 units of wood. Bingo. Pretty hot, right? So when it's done transferring this, it should shut off the main furnace itself. Just to give you a little hint as to what's possible in this game. Fantastic, right? So actually, yeah, let's go ahead and look at this. This is now using 8 units of power when it's active. We have a furnace, electrical furnace, that's using 3 units of power, a bunch of sorters, or I'm sorry, conveyors. We should probably put this on a toggle instead of it burning up the whole time, but you get the idea. And so, yeah, when this is done, it's going to shut down completely, which is great. Okay, so it's almost done. So once everything is in here and properly moved, and it moves through the last little piece there, actually, I think what's happening is it's cooking the, yeah, it is. Okay, so it's cooking the charcoal, which is useful. But we're just going to take that out, and after that last piece of charcoal moves over, it should shut down the circuit. This little guy is going to go off, but these obviously won't go off because I don't have a sprinkler connected. I didn't have enough time to do that yet on the industrial. But after these are done, it should move them all over. Oh yeah, I didn't actually take that out, did I? Good job, Jade. Good job. All right, there it goes. It's gonna go now. So yeah, having all this extra logic, the memory cell, the splitter would have cost so much more. And then look at the power consumption now. 1 unit of power. Fantastic. So you can start to see all the different things you can do. You can even set up circuits that send things out to your bubbler, your large furnaces, or even, and I do cover this in that video, this guy right here, look at this. Yes, you can attach him to your tool cupboard. That's wild. You can now have huge, crazy bases, which is insane. So yeah, I'm very excited for this. We're going to be doing a lot of live streams. Again, this goes live to main branch, also known as Normal Rust, August 29th. Is that right? Yeah, we're in August 29th, 2024. And yeah, this is a big one. And please don't forget, we are also going to get another update. So we're going in like month intervals. So like I believe the store update, the drone update, is going to be next, which is going to be fantastic. So a lot of cool stuff happening here. This one's awesome. I would strongly recommend just jumping into like a Builder's Paradise and checking these things out. With that being said, I do have a guide on how to set up your electric furnaces. It should already be up on the end screen now. And hopefully we'll see you in the next live stream / video. Love ya. Bye. Oos, 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 oos.